Michael Saylor, Bitcoin billionaire, making headlines once again, this time at the Bitcoin conference in Miami, Florida, that's going on right now. A lot of interesting stage speeches from this conference. Jack Dorsey getting heckled over censorship, but also saying there's nothing in the world like Bitcoin for its importance. And he says this is the most important thing he will ever put his work around. Michael Saylor also being interviewed by Max Kaiser over a number of different topics, but the most eye-opening came during his answers about Elon Musk. We will get to that in a moment and all of the crazy tweets. In fact, this morning we just saw another tweet about a rocket. Yes, you know what kind of rocket it is, which also sent Bitcoin plummeting this morning, 2 days after he sent Bitcoin plummeting, and everyone lost a lot of money and freaked out, and newbies dumped their coins and Bitcoin whales jumped in and bought them. Again, this is happening. So Michael Saylor's comments on Elon Musk, pretty eye-opening. But he also talked quite a bit about store of value, what he sees around energy, and specifically the future of our monetary policy. Here's Michael Saylor's comments around this energy FUD, this idea that Bitcoin is the most wasteful form of currency. It's sucking energy from the planet, heating the planet up, and using more energy than all these countries combined. We know it's FUD, but to hear Michael Saylor point it out is pretty fascinating. Here's Michael.
Look, I think Bitcoin is the most efficient use of energy that the human race has yet come up with. I looked at the annual report of Google, and Google puts about 170 or 180 billion dollars of energy into their business to create 1.8 trillion dollars of an asset. Bitcoin puts $4 billion of energy and capital investment to create an $800 billion asset. So Bitcoin, you put in $1, you get out $200. Google, you put in $1, you get out $10. I studied the entire S&P index and all the annual reports. You put in $1, you get out $4. If you look at a bank, JP Morgan, they spend $1 to generate $3.8 of value. And if you study an airline, they put in $1 to get out 40 cents. So Bitcoin is, it's some 20 times more efficient than Google, and it's 50 times more efficient than a normal company, and it's 500 times more efficient than real energy producers. And I think Bitcoin miners are underappreciated. I mean, they're the path they're the first line of defense against the entire network. They're securing the network, and the way that Bitcoin mining works is they're finding the jurisdiction that has the most political support. So Bitcoin miners are finding political capital. They're finding energy capital. They're finding the cheapest energy. They're finding engineering capital. They're engineering these beautiful Bitcoin mining centers that are heat engineered, very complicated. They're finding technical capital in terms of semiconductors and ASICs. They're putting all that together with the raw energy in order to provide the security to the network, and they're migrating continually to the cheapest power, the most supported political jurisdiction, and they're instigating upgrades in the technology. And they're doing that dynamically without being told to do it, to the benefit of everyone in the entire ecosystem. I think that's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah. That was an applause moment, being able to dive into these companies and see how they are wasting energy or pretending that they are in fact environmentally safe when they're really not. Leave it to him to dive into that. Really good stuff. He also took some time to talk about the future of Bitcoin as a store of value when you compare it against other assets. He was asked about, this idea of Ethereum or alternative coins as a store of value. He ultimately sees Bitcoin as the preeminent store of value beyond anything we've ever seen in the history of humankind. Take a listen.
And can you just talk a little bit about this idea of property rights for billions around the world and what Bitcoin offers and how you see that?
I think after you study Bitcoin, the light bulb goes off, and what I realized is anybody on earth that wanted to own anything, that wanted to own some property, has a choice. You can buy land somewhere, but someone can tax it and take it away from you. You can buy gold, but someone can take it away from you. You can buy stocks, but you can never take possession of it. You can buy debt, you can never take possession of it. You can buy jewelry, people will take it away from you. And Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. It's the first time we figured out how to create true property that you can take possession of with full custodial rights, that's least likely to be impaired, that's most mobile. And so, yeah, it doesn't matter if you have $1 billion. If you have $1 billion, you can buy a building in Manhattan or Bitcoin, you'd rather have the Bitcoin. And it doesn't matter if you have $387. If you have $387, you can still buy the Bitcoin, take it anywhere. And if you compare that to buying silver or gold or land or a stock, your custodial and your property rights are impaired by everything else. And so I think Bitcoin is truly a seminal invention of the human race, because for the first time in human history, we can grant property rights to 8 billion people. And that's what I think is cool.
Right.
But of course, everyone wanted to know, what did he think about Elon Musk? After all, Elon Musk is the guy that listened to Michael Saylor and converted their money into Bitcoin at Tesla, paid attention to him. And I interviewed Michael Saylor about this very question. I asked him about this on my show not too long ago. And he said that, Elon Musk, he moves quickly. He acts with alacrity. He's not afraid to take bold choices. But here's what he had to say when asked about all of this tweeting, which has been moving the market. Take a listen.
Like, whenever I see anybody criticizing, I say, well, what's your solution to people in Argentina? Right? It's like when you're in New York and Manhattan and you're in a cocktail party and then you're criticizing this. Like, what are you saying to everybody else in Africa or South America or Asia or Venezuela? What is your solution to them? And I think that Bitcoin critics, as a general rule, they all fall in this category. They all just criticize something that they don't understand that's new. And I've never seen a critic say, I hate Bitcoin. I think that people in the rest of the world should buy, no one says they should buy Apple stock to save their life savings in Africa to avoid having it be stolen by the local government. Nobody says that. So if you don't give a constructive solution to the problem, then you're just reflexively rejecting a new thing.
So what do you think? Is Michael Saylor right? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. By the way, you have to watch my entire interview with Michael Saylor. I've had a couple of you write to me and say it was the best interview you've ever seen, not because of me, because of Michael Saylor, and you had to go back and watch it 2 and 3 times just to absorb all of the great wisdom and gems that he was talking about in my interview with him. I'll have a link to it right here in this card, and make sure you watch it. I'll link it up right here on this end screen as well. So go and check out my full interview with Michael Saylor. We'll see you next time.